is broken. Amorim gets his first back-to-back wins as Manchester United manager, and we get our first win at Anfield in 9 years. Get involved with your own opinions and questions in today's chat so we can discuss them throughout today's video. I did notice last night more and more people were getting on our deluded train, choo-choo, as we head into that Brighton game. Are you positive we can get another 3 points on Saturday? Let us know what your thoughts and opinions are on that match. But first of all, how are you feeling today?
How am I feeling? I woke up this morning. I thought it was Casey Jones, the train driver, in charge of this deluded train. Yeah. But after listening to Ruben Amorim, I'm more and more convinced that he's getting it right. We as fans believed the magic moment yesterday was Harry Maguire. But Ruben Amorim pointed out the magic moment was when they scored. How the team stuck together and they worked together to overcome the problem what Liverpool were going to bring. They fought, they stuck together. That was the most important moment in the game. And for Ruben Amorim to come out with that, for me, it was the best point anyone had made over that game. I thought it was absolutely superb pointing that out.
Yeah, a few eyebrows were raised before the game with Sesko on the bench, Maguire, Dalot, Mason Mount as well, in some people's opinion, starting that game. But the tactics from minute one were bang on from Amorim. You've got to be honest, going long from the goalkeeper and looking to win the second and third balls.
I think the tactics right through the game was bang on. Yes, we went straight at them. Amorim did say we're going straight at them. They're ready for it. They're ready for the fight. And we did say during the week that United have to go there and take it to him. Obviously, there was going to be moments there with Liverpool coming at us. But that was the best tactics. And I say to myself, that team looked in the best shape. They looked as though they wanted to fight for each other. But the thing is, I look back at what Sir Jim Ratcliffe said. He said, he's staying, Ruben Amorim, for 3 years. And I think that got everybody in the club together. And I just felt yesterday there was a feeling of everyone's together. Everyone's like wants to do the best for Man United. Everything in the past has gone. We're moving forward. And like Ruben Amorim said, the best moment was when they stuck together in that terrible time when Liverpool scored. And I think that shows how the team has come together.
Yes, sticking together, and then to go and bounce back and get that second goal as well and win the game at Anfield. But like I say, get involved. There's a lot of positivity already coming through in today's chat, and I want to get through some of your questions and opinions. Stephanie says the starting front three for United yesterday was the same as the Arsenal first game of the season. It protects our flimsy midfield better. Scoring first and really early helps United settle down and unnerves opponents.
Well, that's what you want. You want players there where the manager's got options to deal with the opponents he's playing. For me, it worked perfectly. Yes, a few eyebrows were raised by dropping Sesko and one or two other players in the position. But he played the team he felt could take it to Liverpool. And that team believed, they actually believed in Ruben Amorim, in what he was doing. And it was great to see. You should always have options.
Yeah, a lot of people do mention the system, etc. But I think it was more the tactics that he got bang on yesterday. You know, not making the actual back three push up towards the halfway line, letting them sit back in their own half, and then us in the attacking sense, trying to get that second and third balls from the long ball. So we've seen against Manchester City with Harry Maguire coming on late on, seen against Brentford, that high line doesn't suit the likes of Harry Maguire and De Ligt as well. So for me, surely he's got to look at that game against Liverpool and think, you know, the next few games, especially here at Brighton, let's get another 3 points and let's use the same tactics again.
Yeah, the game, it's got nothing to do with the system. The players know the system and what they did. They fought for everything yesterday and they all worked together. The tactics was what won that game. We got that early goal. Fantastic. So for me, yes, the tactics changed. Everyone was bewildered by some of the changes he made, people in different positions and that. Starting Harry Maguire, people criticised it. Starting Dalot, people criticised it. Taking Sesko and putting him back on the bench, that didn't make sense to a lot of people, especially when he scored 2 goals. But he played the team. And you've just got to say, like Maguire says, enjoy this week. and then it's out of business Saturday, and he's got to play the team because Brighton are a footballing side, and he's got to overcome their passing game. So for me, tactics, it looks as though he was bang on yesterday, absolutely bang on. Can he carry on that momentum? I believe he can, because the players believe in Amorim, because the owner, well, the co-owner, he says Amorim is the man. So there's no excuses for these players. Back the manager, run for him, and fight for that badge. And that's what you've seen yesterday.
Yeah, going back into the chat, keep getting your positivity in. Let us know your thoughts and opinions on the game against Liverpool, but also going into that Brighton game as well. Amir says, Amorim, the tactical masterclass. Philip says, great show, guys. I am delighted with yesterday's result. Let's make sure we win against Brighton now. Anthony from our members club says, I questioned the lineup yesterday, but the team gave their all. Had a fantastic game. I loved the hunger and spirit shown by the players. They were all together as one, and we totally agree with you there, Anthony.
Yeah, they were all together as one. They all fought, they all stuck together. Yes, there was some shaky moments, but you expect that. You're at Anfield. Very, very rarely do they lose. But for me, yeah, the tactics were right, but they fought together, and that is the most pleasing thing going forward. It won't be a bed of roses. There will be hiccups down the way. But I look at that game and I say to myself, 9 years not won there. And yeah, I've always said you have to take the pain to enjoy moments like that. And Maguire clearly enjoyed it. The players clearly enjoyed it. And let's hope they can take it. And I think they will. Because them players, what were on there, right, I've never tasted a feeling like that at Anfield. And as Harry Maguire said, it is the best feeling in football, winning at Anfield.
Still very early days, but it's positive signs already with Le Mans, the new goalkeeper. Just looks confident, don't he, at the back? And surely that then spreads to his back three and the defensive players in the team.
I think most fans, when they were watching the game, were comfortable watching the game with the goalie in there, because like he clearly had an instructions what to do for the team, and he used both feet. That was the confidence. It gave the confidence to the players in front of him. But as a fan watching him, you're like, he's a goalkeeper. I mean, it sounds mad saying, hey, we've got a goalkeeper
who can just do the basics, and you feel comfortable with.
Yeah. Yeah, well, he's doing the basics right. And yeah, he pulled off a couple of saves. One great save there from Isaac. I thought really good save, but everything seemed comfortable to him, like it should be as a goalkeeper. And I did praise him in the aftermatch, and I highlighted him. He does look a competent goalkeeper, but it's the confidence he brings. And you just got to say to yourself, why did United wait so long when they had Onana in there? Well, at one point the back four, then the back three, back five, never had any confidence in it, and we could all see that. But we looked at Le Mans. And I tell you what, he just fits in there. So why didn't he start earlier? That's what I asked yesterday.
You've got to look at it, though. Maybe it's the right time in what they did, in how they handled Le Mans when he first come to the club.
Yeah.
You know, giving that time to settle in, because right now it looks like it was the correct decision by all in the background. But he mentioned, Ahmad, yesterday, that he thinks it's his perfect role at that right wing-back position, and he said he was unhappy in coming off, even though he got booked, which you want to hear as well, players unhappy coming off the pitch as well.
Well, you can expand on that, not just Ahmad, because you mentioned to me how important it is what you see in a football team. You talked about partnership to me, Kieran, about Mbeumo and Ahmad. Yeah. How important it is.
It is important, and that's all. That's what you want to see in your United team now, don't you? Creating partnerships in different positions of the pitch, and it'll be a lot stronger. So when players are getting the ball first time, before they get the ball, they know where they're going to put it, because they know where the mate's going to be. But I do see something developing there, and I think a lot of you have been commenting on that in our comment section, even at the start of the season. And you're looking on that right-sided defence as well in the back three, Lenny, Yoro. I mean, going forward, the future of United, Yoro, Ahmad, and then Mbeumo on that right side of the pitch. It looks good for me.
Yeah, it does look good. Obviously, Amorim put De Ligt in there. And then I thought De Ligt, when he was an unsung hero yesterday, and he was at one point so unlucky not to score with a header. And it would have made it. And I thought myself, if that had gone in. But he was an unsung hero yesterday. He held firm. And I've been praising him. Some people don't quite like him, but I think he's really growing into this side, and that shaky game when he's played on the right last time. But he held firm yesterday. And then when Yoro come on, I just looked at the team and thought, this is a big side, a tall side, a strong side. And I've not been able to say that for a while. I think everyone was just growling and fighting, but they all looked big and tall, and they stood firm. And none stood firmer than Harry Maguire and De Ligt yesterday.
Yeah, you're looking at the height compared, to Liverpool. McAllister works in there. Kirkes, which I thought Ahmad was really good yesterday in that first half, making sure he was putting in more so on the back foot instead of Kirkes coming down our channel towards our goal. And like we mentioned, and I think we put it in today's title, that we've got to enjoy this moment. This is what it's all about as fans, but we've got to build on this now. We've got to see surely some momentum, because we've had too many false dawns in the past. So it's all about the expectation now. That grows after the win at Anfield for the first time in 9 years. So for me, all aboard that deluded train. Choo-choo. Yeah. We're getting that 3 points on Saturday.
Yeah, well, it's all about momentum. And then you look at United, and United, every game is pressure. They have to win every game. It's the fans demand it and that. But the one thing about the fans have stuck in there. It's been a rocky month and a half for Ruben Amorim and the players and the club, and the fans have the patience has been tested. But you look at it and you say to yourself, yeah, going into that Brighton game, can they do it? Can they build on this? I feel they can. I think United will go at them and just stop them playing football and take it to him. Now then, I look at Brighton. It's no easy game. We know that. Out of the last 7 games, they beat us 6 times. So this is a bigger test coming off the back of a Liverpool win, especially at Anfield. Yeah,
we did mention it as well, even before the season started, that, signs of improvement in what we wanted to see this season. It was always going to be against your Bournemouths, your Brentfords, your Crystal Palaces, your Fulhams, your Brightons of this world. Now, we've already played Brentford, got beat there, poor performance, took a draw at Fulham, and you're looking at them 2 games as well. It might have ended differently if we'd have put the 2 penalties away with Bruno Fernandes. Who knows? But they're the games for us that we want to see the improvement in and getting the 3 points, because them sort of teams, we've found it tough over the last couple of years in getting wins against them, home and away.
Yeah, but we found it tough because of what's been going on in the club. 1 minute you see a bit of stardust and think, oh yeah, United are back on track. United are back on track. Oh, then you've got to look inside the club. The people what was wearing the shirt, they didn't put everything into it, but then players put everything into it. The people who we feel as though the Deadwood, they've been moved out now. The trouble causers, those what leak the team news and those what leak stories to the press and that. So for me, you look at it now, there's no excuses for these players. And I did say it. There is no excuses for these players. They know the system. They know what the manager wants, and it's down to them. Yes, next summer, couple of players come in, that'll help build the team, make it better. There is still a few places there what need specialist footballers in it, right? But the players, yesterday, the Sunderland game, that was a good fillip for everyone. They put the effort in and they've won the games. So for me, looking forward, it's good. Keep the momentum going. I'm not deluded. I know there'll be ups and downs and that. It's football. Long way to go. But we're on the right road, because the players, there's no hiding place for these players anymore. Everyone knows what the manager wants. Everyone knows that the players have got to do it. No hiding place. Amorim's staying.
Going back into this chat, Fred Cranham has gifted 10 memberships. Fred, the legend, thanks for gifting them. The 10 people who've been gifted their memberships, big thank you.
Brilliant.
To Fred. Anthony, Cunha and Mbumo are big game players. You can see that they're at a higher level in every sense. We need to add in another 6 of their standards, so then we can start to see real progress.
Well, do you know what? I looked at Cunha yesterday, and I thought he was enjoying the game.
Especially the last 20 minutes.
Not just the 20 minutes, the whole game. I thought he looked as though he was enjoying the game, up for the fight, and that the pressure didn't get to him. And what delighted me about Cunha, I watched an interview with him, and his understanding of what a privilege it is to play for Man United and how happy he was. But the way he was spoken, he was so happy, so jolly, as they say. But being at Manchester United and being at Anfield yesterday, I just looked at him right through the game and I thought to myself, this is pressure, but it doesn't seem to weigh him down. And that's the type of player you want. But what a delight. And if you ever get the chance to listen to him speaking yesterday, get it, because he knows it's a privilege playing for Manchester United. And he was just over the moon with the win.
He did mention as well in response to where Man United can finish this season in terms of maybe the Champions League places, but he fired back Ruben Amorim with, I want you guys to continue with the narrative that you are doing against him. So he's also like, well, I got the sense of yesterday that he wasn't going too overboard either with their win at Anfield, and he was looking more to like keep calm heads, refocused, then going into the Brighton game on Saturday.
Yeah, he's downplaying it, and quite rightly so. And he didn't go overboard about the game. And like I say to you, he pointed out the one thing, right? They didn't succumb to the pressure. Well, the media haven't noticed that. When Liverpool equalised and they came at United, we've seen time and time again where teams just crumble. United didn't crumble. So he's just looking at it going forward as if to say, I'm downplaying this. It's one game. We won. Bruno should have scored, he said. We should have been out of sight at half-time. But he's downplaying it, and that is the way to do it. Just like Harry Maguire. Harry Maguire downplayed it. And a few other players, yes, will enjoy the win. That's fine. But the most important thing is the next game, because then the pressure builds. And it will build every game, because as we know, and Ruben Amorim knows, the media will wait for the downfall, for another loss, so they can try and turn the narrative. We expect that.
Ewan Maguire in the chat says, I'm not Bruno's biggest fan at the best of times, but he ran the show yesterday with his quality passing. He set the tempo. I just thought, being honest with you out there, I thought round about that 60-minute mark, I seen Bruno tire. He was sort of blowing a lot of the times when Liverpool had it, especially in midfield, and we're breaking the lines through our midfield up to attack. And you can't actually fault that assist or what is set up with Maguire. I mean, that was first time world class. I mean, if you want any player in the team and you're thinking, who can he have in that position to actually put that ball in, to actually get to one of our players, you'd be thinking Bruno at the top, then possibly Kuna.
I think what it is, I think brilliant pass, an assist for the goal. That was unreal. No, Bruno put everything into that game. He knew what he had to do, and he did it well. Oh, the problem with Bruno, like you say, he was blowing. He was like getting tired, and the right thing was done to take him off. But he had an excellent game, and then he was just tiring where he was like making one or two passes going astray, not able to chase because he put everything into it. And that's what you want for your players. And you've got a manager there who actually used the substitutes for the first time in the right way and brought off the players at the right time. So for me, I have no criticism of Bruno. I thought he played well, but just tired. And then when he started making the mistakes, it was time to come off. I didn't think Amorim was going to bring him off, but he did the right thing. So all's fair.
Back into the chat, MB Creator says, Casemiro was exceptional yesterday and won't get the plaudits from fans that don't understand the game. His control of the tempo and guarding the back four was outstanding. Bruno was max 50 minutes in him. What did you make of Casemiro? A lot of miles he done during the international break as well.
I thought Casemiro went about his work yesterday, and there wasn't too much shouting about him, but I thought he played excellent, to be honest with you. I didn't expect him to play all the game. I thought he was brought off because of the booking. Not because he was tiring or he was doing anything wrong. But I looked at Casemiro. I was one of them people, like lots of other people, looking at that team sheet and thinking, got to have Ugarte in there, not Casemiro. He's played 2 90-minute games. He's travelled all around Asia. And I thought to myself, it'd be too much for him. But do you know what? The tactics, what was used by Amorim, suited Casemiro down to the ground. He did his job, got about it. Everyone was working together. They were all tight together. And when they're all tight together, Casemiro flourishes. So for me, I thought he had an outstanding game yesterday. And we've seen him being run ragged at times. And that's because of the tactics when we're too wide open. But we wasn't wide open yesterday, and we stuck to the plan.
Ray Carl Brown from our members club, thanks for your super chat. He says, we got to win on Saturday. The positives this will bring to be 16th points for me in the race for Europe, almost 10 games in. A little bit of a spelling mistake there, mate, but if you want to get your comment back in, you don't have to get the super chat, I'll read it back out. But for me, going into the game on Saturday, I'm thinking to myself, does he start with the same starting 11 again, or will he make one or two changes, maybe bring Sesko back in as the centre forward?
I think Amorim always makes changes. Always makes changes. You don't know what he's doing with Dorgu. Obviously, he's had a little go at Dorgu for not performing right, and that's why Delo's been over there, because he trusts Delo, even though we all criticise him, because we've all criticised him. But there's something not quite right with Dorgu at the moment. So I think he's giving him a kick up the backside. And then you look at what he's going to play. He'll play that tactically. He will look at it and think, Brighton play football. They will come right through the middle. I've seen Brighton just destroy teams. They've destroyed United through that middle once they get in that rhythm. I haven't got a clue, not a clue, who he's going to pick for that team. But whoever's in the starting 11, they'll know what to do, because Amorim knows that they just cut right through us.
Just going back to the chat, what Ray put in, he did actually say at the end of that, you know, if we do get the 3 points, you know, we'll be actually in the race for Europe after 10 games. And, you know, we get the 3 points, you know, it'll be tough to get the 3 points at home to Brighton on Saturday. But if we do, you know, what's your thoughts on that? Are you a lot more confident then that we are in that hunt then to get a place in Europe come the end of the season?
Listen, 4 weeks ago, he wasn't talking about Europe getting in that place. He was talking about getting in the relegation zone. That's where it was. But that's how quickly it turned round. I look at the 10 games. We was always talking, lots of people was talking, let's judge Ruben Amorim and this team after 10 games. Let's see where they are. Well, we've had 8 games now, so we've got 2 more games to go. And by rights, you look at them, and there is a chance we can pick up another 6 points. Then it'll look clearer. Then we will see how they perform. If they carry this on and pick up the points, then you've got to say, genuinely, these players have clicked and they're working hard.
Bilal says, keep Casemiro fit, 1 game a week. That will suit him. No, I do get that, mate. But I also do think the tactics that Ruben Amorim deployed against Liverpool actually suited Casemiro, suited the likes of Maguire as well, where they're more or less going into a low block instead of being pushed further up the field with all the space then behind him, like we've seen against Brentford, and in particular that second half against Manchester City. So for me, let's keep with it, Ruben.
Yeah, I think that low block, the low block, what Amorim did at Anfield, I think that suits United. It suits Maguire, definitely suits Maguire. You know, so long as he stays there and he doesn't go too far and gets caught out, for me, the low block suits Maguire and it suits Casemiro. And if he stays there, that's great. I didn't see that much of him marauding up there because there's absolutely no need for him to do that. I think that's just a natural instinct of Casemiro at times, going forward, wanting to get involved. I mean, how many goals has he scored from free kicks and being up there in the game? He scored lots for a player what's supposed to sit there.
To be honest with you, I did notice in the second half, especially in the first 20, 25 minutes, Casemiro at times without the ball was pushing further up, even towards their centre halves of Liverpool. And you then see Mason Mount, though, and this was what it's all about, communication, fluidity in the team. Mason Mount would drop back in to then sort of cover Casemiro or Bruno's position in the centre. And I think that's why Mason Mount is favoured by Amorim, because he gives you something defensively where you've got the 2 central midfield players who, let's face it, aren't at the top in terms of best central midfielders in world football. So he has got something to work out there each game, I think, Amorim.
Well, Mason Mount's clearly got something. Amorim has talked about him for a long time. We've spoke about him since he's come here. I've always thought he was a good player. Clearly, he can't get a place in the team. Now, is he not getting a place in the team because they're fearful of a reaction for his injuries to come back? Are they playing him nice and easy? Putting him in yesterday was absolutely fine. So for me, are they looking after Mason Mount, or is there not a place for him and we use him tactically? But, you know, come the end of the season, things might completely change, that he might have a starting spot if players leave or players like move position, just like Bruno's moved position.
I've always been in favour of Mason Mount, me personally, ever since we actually signed him, and it's just been a real downer due to his actual injuries that he suffered here at United, where you're getting to the point this season that this is a huge season for him, a huge season as well for Lisandro Martinez when he comes back, because they need to show some consistency in being fit and ready and available for the manager, because if they're not, and we're seeing breakdowns like we have done over the past 2 seasons, I mean, there will be question marks from the actual team in the background, the recruitment lads, Ruben Amorim, the coaching staff, on whether they've got a long-term future here at United or whether they should try and cash in.
Yeah, I've just got to go back to something what I thought. I looked at the bench yesterday, and then I looked at the Liverpool bench, and I thought to myself, oh, that's a strong bench, for the Liverpool bench. Yeah. And I thought we could be in trouble here. But obviously the goal earlier on changed the momentum of the game and the way it was. I think Liverpool were caught cold, not just in them couple of minutes where we got the goal. I thought the first half they were cold. And I did mention Arne Slot was baffled by the Mason Mount being in there instead of Sesko. So I just looked at the bench, but the bench performed perfectly, because they're all in sync. They all knew what to do. So for me, I think going forward, when you look at Martinez coming back, now, what does he do? Does he come straight in the team? Well, if we go on and get a result against Brighton, and then we get a result against Forest, that'll be the time where Martinez looks as though he's ready to come back. What do you do if everyone's performing well? But that's what you want. You want players to be able to sort of say, hey, I'm good enough to get in this team, but I can't get in it. And that's called fighting for the place. And Ruben Amorim, that's what he wants. He wants players to fight and make that bench stronger.
Yeah, I don't think they'll risk him straight away by starting games when he does come back, Martinez. I think the earliest you'll possibly see him is the Tottenham game away. I think it's in early December, before that international break, but I think we'll then start to see him after that international break, and he'll probably get the last 20 minutes of 2 or 3 games before you'll actually see him start. And
I don't expect to see him against Brighton and Forest. No. I'm saying if we win them 2 games, that's the time.
Competition for places.
That's the time Martinez will be coming back, and you want competition for places. Because them players yesterday, I've put the marker out there. Take me out of this team. Mason Mount's done that. Mason Mount's done that. So, yeah, Delow's done that. It's a winning side. It's at Anfield. How do you expect to be dropped after that? So for me, Dorgu's got it all to do. He's got to fight to get Delow out of that place, because clearly Ruben Amorim prefers Delow at the moment to Dorgu, because there's something wrong.
Just like to thank you all for joining us today, getting involved with your own opinions in the chat. It's been popping off as usual. Lots of positivity, which we love to see. And let's keep that rolling and that momentum going into the Brighton game on Saturday. We'll be back tomorrow with another live chat, so get that notification on. Enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll